Good afternoon and welcome to our midweek service, which is an evening prayer from the Celtic daily prayer book, which is a Northumbrian office from the Northumbrian Community. My soul waits for the Lord, more than those who watch for the morning, more than those who watch for the morning. Out of the depths I have cried to you, O Lord, hear my voice. With my whole heart I want to praise you. O Lord, hear my voice. If you, Lord, should mark iniquities, who could stand? Who could stand? I will wait for the Lord, my soul waits, and in his word do I hope. Lord, you have always given bread for the coming day, and though I am poor, today I believe. Lord, you have always given strength for the coming day, and though I am weak, today I believe. Lord, you have always given peace for the coming day, and though I be anxious of heart, today I believe. Lord, you have always kept me safe in trials, and now, tried as I am, today I believe. Lord, you have always marked the road for the coming day, and though it may be hidden, today I believe. Lord, you have always lightened this darkness of mine, and though the night is here, today I believe. Lord, you have always spoken when time was ripe, and though you be silent now, today I believe. Psalm 120. I called to the Lord in my distress, and he answered me. Lord, I cried, save me from lying lips and from the deceitful tongue. What has he in store for you, deceitful tongue? What more has he for you? Nothing but a warrior's sharp arrows and red-hot charcoal. Wretched is my lot, exiled in Meshech, dwelling by the tents of Kedar. Too long have I lived among those who hate peace. I am for peace, but whenever I speak of it, they are for war. A reading from the book of Micah. In the days to come, the mountain of the Lord's house will be established, higher than all other mountains, towering above other hills. People will stream towards it. Many nations will go, saying, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of Jacob's God, that he may teach us his ways, and we may walk in his paths. And a reading from St. Luke's Gospel. The child grew big and strong, and full of wisdom, and God's favour was upon him. Now it was the practice of his parents to go to Jerusalem every year for the Passover festival. And when he was 12, they made the pilgrimage as usual. When the festive season was over, and they set off for home, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem. His parents did not know this, but supposing that he was with the party, they travelled for a whole day, and only then did they begin looking for him among their friends and relations. When they could not find him, they returned to Jerusalem to look for him. And after 3 days they found him, sitting in the temple, surrounded by the teachers, listening to them and putting questions. And all who heard him were amazed at his intelligence and the answers he gave. This month's notes are on the subject of pilgrimage, a journeying to a particular place, in the expectation that such a journey will have deep significance. It may be to a place with personal memories, or a holy place where for generations people have prayed and sought God. Everyone's starting point and journey is different, inside and outwardly. The psalms that are used during this month in the Celtic office are the psalms of ascent used by pilgrims on their way to Jerusalem. All kinds of people go on pilgrimage of one sort or another. Not all of them are believers. It is a chance for things to move, to change, perhaps even for God to break into their lives. Geoffrey Chaucer wrote, "And there they were pilgrims all, that towards Canterbury meant to ride. I soon was one of them in fellowship, and promised to rise early and take the way to Canterbury." We give thanks for the day that has just passed, for all that has been accomplished within it, for your grace and goodness that has surrounded us. As we look on to the morrow, we pray for your wisdom and guidance in all that we do. As the days are drawing closer, when we will be able to return to our churches to worship, we give thanks that we are once again able to return to these holy places, but mindful of those for whom their pilgrimage is not yet ended. We continue to pray for those who live in fear. In the shadow of your wings, I will sing your praises, O Lord. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the refuge of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? In the shadow of your wings, I will sing your praises, O Lord. One thing I ask of the Lord, one thing I seek, to dwell in the presence of my God, to gaze on your holy place. In the shadow of your wings, I will sing your praises, O Lord. I believe I shall see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. O wait for the Lord. Have courage and wait. Wait for the Lord. In the shadow of your wings, I will sing your praises, O Lord. It is a difficult lesson to learn today, to leave one's friends and family and deliberately practice the art of solitude for an hour or a day or a week. For me, the break is most difficult. And yet once it is done, I find there is a quality to being alone that is incredibly precious. Life rushes back into the void, richer, more vivid, fuller than before. Those words were written by Anne Morrow Lindborough, which are perhaps very pertinent as we come to the end of lockdown. For some, the period of lockdown has been difficult. For others, perhaps they have found new space, tranquility, things that we have learned about ourselves. And yet as life begins to return to normal, it will rush back in and fill the void. We pray that that will be more vivid and fuller than before. But let us not forget the lessons that we have learned from this enforced period of isolation. See that ye be at peace among yourselves, my children, and love one another. Follow the example of the good women and men of old, and God will comfort you and help you, both in this world and in the world which is to come. Amen.